Here we are launching the world's first TOSHIBA eco-friendly MFP system. So with this system, you can actually save paper, and you can save the environment and reduce the carbon emission of the enterprise organization. We are focused into saving paper here because paper is the largest impact in terms of the business carbon emissions. So suppose with this system, you can actually save 80% of your paper usage. So suppose you use 1,000 ream of paper in 5 years, you can save 80% of it, which means now you only need 200 reams of paper only, right? So here we're looking at, we understand that paper is indispensable for the society and for the business use, day-to-day business operations. But simply using less paper is desirable. But by using it more efficiently, it is even better. So we have developed this product, and we have empowered the businesses to make better decisions, to reuse, and do something good for the environment. Functionality of the machine is exactly same as an ordinary 30 CPM multifunctional copy. You can do printing, scanning, the standard functionality. You can even print directly from the USB or even scan to the USB. So here we have the output of the machine. Okay, instead of black print, we're going to have it blue. Okay, why do we use blue? We use blue because we want to differentiate between the erasable and the non-erasable printouts. Because some of your contracts or your legal documents, they are not meant to be erasable. It could be dangerous, right? So that's why we developed the ink, and we were thinking about many colors. So we were thinking about many colors. Green is one of the colors that we want to use. But when you put it on paper, especially with the fine lines and the smaller text, it's not so easy to read. So in the end, we decided to use blue. Okay, blue is the most vivid color and easy to differentiate between the black and the blue. And it is acceptable in many areas of work. Right? So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to erase the documents on this. Before that, let me just show you something. Here I have a pilot pen. You can buy this pen from the bookshop anywhere in Sri Lanka, right? It's called a pilot friction pen, right? So what was so special about this pen is that if I make a scribble on the paper, suppose I make a marking like this, right? So maybe in press you make a copy of your stories, and maybe the editor will check it. So instead of printing it on a normal paper, you can print on an ECO MFP, and then the editor will make some edits on it. Okay. So this is the friction pen, which means if I make a note here, I can erase them. Okay. I can just erase them from the back of the paper. You can try this yourself at home. Okay, I'm going to let out a secret. There's those gifts that you will receive. One of them is a pen. Alright, so you can try them later when you get back. Alright, so it is not a normal eraser. In the back part here is actually a silicone rubber. Alright, it's not an eraser. There's no eraser dust. So by rubbing it on paper, it generates a little heat. So that heat actually makes the inks become invisible. Right? So So now I'm going to put the paper to the eraser. So you don't have to erase one sheet at a time. You could do this maybe once a week, or maybe at the end of the day. Collect all the recycled materials or the reusable material that you want to use, and then put a stack on the machine. The machine can take up to 100 sheets of paper. And remember, the machine is also intelligent enough to separate whether it's a reusable or non-reusable paper. So suppose you use a normal pen to make your edits, then the paper becomes not reusable. Then it will be on the lower drawer. Anything that is reusable will be on the upper drawer. So paper with punch holes, paper with scribbles, and so forth will be on the upper drawer. So this is the paper that we have erased, quality that we have. Okay, that's what John Keells promotions are saying. Clean the paper. Right? Paper is clean now. Right? And this goes back to the machine and you can use it over and over again. So here I have a sample. Okay. First I want to ask you a question. Do you recycle in the office? Okay, if you didn't, you have to start. And if you don't have this machine, do what most people do. So what they do is something like that. Right? So if you have a copy, and you want to recycle the paper, you want to use the black part of the paper. So normally they will just use a pen or a marker and cancel it. And then you can reuse the black part of the paper. Are you doing this already? I think most of you are doing this in the office. Okay? Those nodding, thank you very much for saving the earth. Alright? So with TOSHIBA, we do even better. After erasing the paper once and you print it again, this is the quality of the printout. Right? So this paper have been reused one time, erase one time and use two times. And then we go on and use it again. And we go on and reuse again until 4 times. So these documents on the last page here, maybe we come and take a closer look later, have been erased 4 times and used 5 times. Which means I have reduced my paper consumption by 80%. Right? So if you take a closer look, you can see there is a residue of an image in the background, a glossy image in the background, because the ink is not removed from the paper. There is no residual image. So there's no cleaning on this machine, there's no maintenance on this machine. So it is very clean, very simple to use, and very simple to maintain. Right? So if you were to compare this document, which have been used 5 times, against traditional recycling that you use in your office, which you only use once, which is better. Definitely, the way the TOSHIBA do it is much better. Right? So, I want you to go and tell your friends, and tell the public, tell everyone about this, and be in partnership with TOSHIBA, be in partnership with John Keells. Together, we can save the planet, make the world a better place for the future. Alright? Thank you. You want to take a closer look of the page? Just come forward. I will just pass this around. You can take a look. After erasing 5 times, after erasing 2 times, how it's important. So you're saying if you have a color original and you want to make copies, because the toner inside the machine is only the erasable blue, so it's similar to grayscale, but it becomes a blue scale. So you still get the 256 level of gray. The images will be there, but it will not be covered. Yes. So the main technology here is actually the toner. The toner is one similar to the pilot pen, because we work in partnership with pilot, collaboration with pilot. That's how we actually derive to this technology. But if you go to the bookshop to buy the pen is available in many colors. There's blue and grey, many colors. But in terms of documents, it is very, very important that we need to differentiate between the non-erasable and the erasable documents. So that's why we have